G'day folks, welcome to another episode of Stuff and Such. Today we're working on our cattle side of things, I guess. So anyone who's sort of followed in the past videos here, let me spin around. So you'll see a big cow right there, but if you look behind her, all that area all the way around and down has been cleared, and like you can see over there, that's a giant brush pile that needs burned. So anyways, what the idea is here is that we will be slowly clearing this. You can see that giant brush pile behind the shelter for cows. That's 40-foot long, no, 30-foot long tarp. Gives you an idea roughly how big that pile is back there. But anyways, so what we're planning on doing here is that I think it's called silvopasture, which is basically where you have a kind of like a meadow type idea. And the idea behind that is that you'll have the occasional trees out there and then thick grass around that they'll be able to graze around and then get some shade in the hot summer. And also provide shade for the grass to grow a little better during those hot August, July. Because sometimes it gets a little scorched. This is Sheila. Hey Sheila. She's a good cow. What I've been doing is what had been doing in the past was I would be cutting trees down and then either cutting it up into firewood, and then the tops and stuff would get thrown into brush piles. But I've had an epiphany after a year. It took a year because I'm a bit slow. That if I use some of the trees that I fell and use it to make fencing, like snake rail fence, that I'll use up the trees, clear trees, and in my opinion have a more aesthetically pleasing fence. Yeah, electric fence is quick and convenient and all that, but it's kind of ugly. Something about an old snake rail fence that really gets the old heart a pitter-pattering. But, so yeah, enough of my yapping. Let's get started into this project. So before we can really get started, there's always a million jobs that need to get done before. And unfortunately, one of them is sharpen the saw. Ouch. Because I'm trying to clear pasture, I've been trying to cut the stumps fairly close to the ground. And, well, I think we succeeded in that on this chain. This file is... So I have done a few lessons in the past about how to sharpen chainsaw chain. It's not overly hard. It just takes practice and muscle memory. So right now I'm only sharpening one half of the chain. That's this side. And I got the saw locked in my crotch of my arm here. And I'm supporting the back of the chain with my thumb. Now you do have to actually push fairly hard with your file. You don't want to use an old junky file, you want to get a good one. A dull file, you'll cause yourself more misery. And then for the other side, I flip it on its side. Usually I like doing something a little more stable in a pail, but so you should try and keep an even amount of strokes per tooth. Even if you don't fully fix a tooth, the big thing is to try and make sure your teeth all remain the same length. Because if you start getting teeth longer on one side, it'll start to cut sideways on you. Ouch. You always want to try your very best to run non-ethanol fuel. The biggest problem with ethanol is it absorbs water. And then what happens when it absorbs water, it separates. And then you try and start it, and it just sucks up a bunch of either water, or it sucks up a bunch of, or rather it can't suck up anything because it's frozen in a block of ice, your pickup. I've been using the snow machine to skid up the logs. You can see a few of them over here. They're about 10 to 12 feet long. I've been using small ash. I have a lot of small ash that needs cut down to clear. The reason I've been using the snow machine for doing this is that it's been a really warm, weird December here in Ontario, Canada. We haven't had much, we have really no frost in the ground to speak of. So if I use a tractor, I'll just end up making big ruts and a big mess. So snow machine seems to stay up on top of the ground and not make too much of an impact. So hopefully we can pound some of these out and we'll go from there. Looking around here, hey, there's... Oh, I'm standing on ice. You can see there's just piles and piles of these small ash. Those ones there, they're about 3-4 inches. They'll be too small. But ones like this one here, it's about a 7-inch at the base and peters out. Perfect for what I'm looking for the snake rail. There's another one back there I can grab, and one over there, 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 and one over there. So obviously lots of work to do. But we'll get these bigger ones taken out, and then come spring we'll just chop the smaller ones down and throw them in brush piles and so on. There's a snowman. It's really fairly easy. Just one of them jobs that takes a while. Wild man. You're not cold anymore. Gonna hop up? Hop up behind. All good? Yeah. How come I bet Mom doesn't know you're outside?
Mom didn't go outside.
I'm pretty sure Mom didn't send you out in shorts and rubber boots.
I like them.
Hey,
Look at my skeleton shirt.
that's your skeleton shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty sweet
You
shirt.
read it at Ma? meeting. My dad, me rather at meeting.
Oh, Finn, you're
What?
crazy, man.
Yeah. Daddy. Dad, he's not.
So the plan here is to have a see there's electric fence, I don't know if you can see it. Runs to that tree. Goes down there. Plan is to build a snake rail fence to over
Wow.
that stump right there.
Wow.
But our little area is getting filled, so we're gonna try building the snake rail fence. I imagine these logs are gonna be kind of slippery to work with, so I'm gonna try making a little log hook hanger. Enough! No! Well, it's probably still on the small side, but might work. So I gotta admit, I don't have the most experience when it comes to building snake rail fences. So I imagine I'll have to do some learning. So I got one here. Next one, I guess, is gonna go off in that direction from up here. So that's kind of what I was thinking, just a little notch that's where we're at so far. Not too bad. Actually builds fence fairly quick. Surprised. Right now it's too short for a cow. One more would for sure be tall enough that they won't challenge it. But I'll probably go one more yet. Well, folks, thanks for joining us today on this little adventure. It's a long ways from being completed, but it'll give me a two birds, one stone project for this winter, I think. Just poke away at it here and there. I think we'll have a pretty good sized dent in it by spring. So anyways, guys, we'll probably check back in shortly, so subscribe to the channel. Glad to have you, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, guys.